Hiya, it's Lola here from Boss Ass Living, and I hope you're all well. How are you all doing? We are living through very interesting and intense times, and it's been a minute since I've done a video, as I've been going through my own intense times, I know I'm not alone there. I hear it from multiple people, multiple clients in the company that I keep, and I see the sheer carnage going on in the world. So today I want to do a video, and it's, transformation is my thing, and it's about one of the, I was going to say my favorite, it's not my favorite, well, it is and it isn't my favorite part of the transformation process. But I'm very happy to talk about it, and I think it's a really important thing for people to know about as they navigate their lives. And I call it the void. Sometimes you may have heard of concepts like the dark night of the soul, which is a type of void, but not all voids are so intense. And basically what the void is the place between where you've been and where you're going. So you have been living your life one way to date. You decided you wanted to do something different. And before that different kind of took form, there's a place in the middle that you just got to hang out, where it's like no man's land. So the void's like no man's land. You know you're in the void when you have thoughts and feel like you have a lot of anxiety and fear and terror. It triggers a lot of shit. It triggers old wounds is what it does. Around safety, because there's no certainty in the void. So we get a lot of our feelings of safety from feeling certain. Even if we're miserable in that certainty, there's a safety that's available to us. Also, when you can't go back to the old way, like you might have spent years battling getting out of the old way, whether that's an old situation, an old way of doing things, an old habit or belief, mindset. You might have, fought for a while to get away from that. And then you get to a stage where you just can't go back even if you wanted to. So you've got no choice but to go forward. And it's a very, very vulnerable place, is the void. And the void is also where all the magic happens. It's also a really powerful part of the process, the transformation process. Everybody wants the good shit, the gold, but nobody wants to go through the process. And the way I think about the void, I love butterflies. I love the metaphors, many of the metaphors that are available to us through the butterfly. And I particularly love their metaphor around transformation, the way they transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly, and the way that process takes place. The void would be the part of that process where the butterfly is in the cocoon. So, or the caterpillar, butterfly, whatever, it's in the cocoon. It's no longer a caterpillar. It can't be a caterpillar anymore, even if it, really wanted to. It's always known itself as a caterpillar, and now it's going through a process where it's becoming the butterfly. And it was always supposed to become the butterfly. That was always in its destiny, let's say, When it was born a caterpillar, it was always going to fully realize itself as a butterfly. That was always going to happen. And that process happens not by sprouting a pair of wings on the side of the caterpillar, but actually by completely breaking down within the cocoon to mush, and then struggling its way out of the cocoon. And in that struggle also being key to it having the strength to be a butterfly in its full glory, which is to develop the strength in its wings to be able to fly. If it doesn't develop the strength in its wings, then it can't fly, and it will just fall to the ground and be eaten within minutes by a predator. And none of us want to be eaten within minutes by a predator. Okay, so don't skip the process. And in a way, you kind of can't. It takes a lot of energy to go against this process. It's like, this process is almost like a current. It's almost like trying to fight against the current in the sea, So my message today is don't avoid that void, because it's a really key part of your process of transformation and of growth, of change. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, which is a lovely example of this on a kind of smaller level. And this lady has been in this really dysfunctional dance with her mum. They've got a very challenging relationship, like many of us have, unfortunately, and can relate to. But they have been in this dynamic for donkeys, for decades, right? Of her mum says this, she says that. It's like a dance that they do. And she just came to me yesterday and said, do you know what? I'm so done with this. I hate it. I feel like shit. I'm sick of feeling like shit. What shall I do instead? Now, I tend not to give people like, what I think you should do is this. Because one, I fucking hate when people do that to me with a passion, okay? Especially when I've not asked. Two, I believe I don't know what's best for her life. Yes, maybe I can help her figure that out for herself, but her way and my way might be highly likely two very different ways. We're two very different people. And she needs to find her own way, her own authentic way of being with her mother, and beyond the solutions that are available to me. And right now, I would say she's in the void because she's made that decision that she doesn't want to do that the way she's always done it. And that's brilliant. Kudos to her, like seriously, big congratulations after doing the same dance for like 30 odd years, 40 years maybe. Just saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something different. And she doesn't know what that different is. And she's not supposed to know what that different is just yet. How do I know that? Because she doesn't know just yet. If she was supposed to know right now what that different way of being was, she would know. Yeah, does that make sense? So she has to hang out in a void in this place of like, I'm not doing it like that anymore, but I don't know how to do it instead. You know, this is a place where she gets to explore and ask people. Fine, she can ask people, but she to just generate ideas, almost like a form of brainstorming. Like, oh, that's an interest, out of curiosity, as opposed to someone else solving her problem for her. But the decision for me needs to come from her. You know, she will feel so much better when she finds that true and authentic way of being with her mother. And any of us out there who have got very challenging relationships with their mothers, who have found a way of being with their mother, oh my God, that's their way, their true, authentic way. The peace, the power that is available to you when you can make peace with your relationship with your mother, like genuinely, not slapping a plaster on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real shit here. Yeah. The peace and the power that's available to you is phenomenal. I would never want to rob anybody of that. And it's available to her. And I've no doubt she will figure this out. But right now, her place is to be in the void. And that's a beautiful place to be right now. Uncomfortable, painful, distressing, uncertain, yes. But she will look back and realise that the importance of this part of the process. She doesn't know, basically. She doesn't know. It's unknown. So there's an opportunity to do lots of learning here. And lots of growing here, and to be clear on like what her values are and what's the vision for her relationship with her mum. And there's all these kind of opportunities here for her to figure some really good shit out. So that's what I want to say today. You know, if you're in the void, you're not alone, okay? And there's nothing wrong with you. You're just in the place where the old ways no longer work for you and you don't quite know what the new way is just yet, okay? I've got your back. Life's got your back. I work with a lot of leaders, visionaries, game changers, artists, creatives. For some reason, we seem to go through this more than others. I go through loads of voids regularly, okay? And it's actually a lot easier. I have support, yeah? Everybody needs support. So if you are looking for really comprehensive support, I don't do light touch surface support. So if you want the real deal, and you're ready to really invest in your transformation and into you becoming the butterfly that you're supposed to be, then there'll be a link around here somewhere for you to do something with. But yeah, look me up. I look forward to hearing from you. Ciao.